This would so be the perfect video to put like a complete piece of crap YouTuber title on, like Squadron 42 canceled exclamation points, question mark, exclamation point, question mark, and just put like Chris Roberts' eyes, but they're all like buggy and like shocked and afraid, and then just kind of put all the lettering in like yellow just to really grab people's attention. It would just be such a bad karma farm, though. It really would. What am I talking about? What am I rambling about? Well, if you haven't heard or you've been living under a rock, a lot of people have been kicking up a fuss on Twitter. In Spectrum, blah, 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 Squadron 42 removed from the shop. Why is Squadron 42 removed from the shop? Oh my god, are they canceling it? Are they changing it? Is it a price increase? They said a price change, right? They didn't say increase. But there is going to be an increase, at least in my opinion. Here's what I think is going to happen. Now, I realize I should kind of meander along for like 10 minutes and then tell you the end part at the end, but instead I'll tell you at the beginning. CIG is probably going to break Squadron 42 up into multiple packages. Everyone who owns Squadron 42, whether you were grandfathered in like me in those early days and you just have everything, you will just have Squadron 42 Standard Edition. And this is what everyone has right now, is Squadron 42 Standard Edition. But then there's going to be the Squadron 42 Digital Deluxe Edition. Digital Deluxe Edition also includes, a fresh new uniform for your character in the SC universe and in Squadron 42. Bonus content and interactions with this person or that person, just little tidbits. And then there's going to be another version. It's going to be Squadron 42 Imperator Edition. And it's going to have all the stuff that the second one had, but then it's going to come with a ship. Probably the F7A with the body package that is like the Squadron 42 era, F7A, maybe an F8 Lightning. I know a lot of people will immediately go, no, that's for an achievement in the game. Yeah, but they can just create a different version of it and say, oh, that was this version, this is that version, and we're selling it. It'll be like $250, and like 100,000 people will buy it. So they'll be like, oh my god, F8 Lightning. That's what's gonna happen. Obviously, we know we're going into Citizen Con. There's going to be a big hullabaloo, and taking it off the stores in the first place, because there's a lot of people be like, oh, this was totally the time, I can't believe they took it away. This was totally the time that I was going to buy Squadron 42. I was really going to do it, and now it's gone, and now I'm freaking out because I can't play Squadron 42, and this is what's going to happen. There's still going to be the usual cheap priced version, but there's going to be the you can't live without it editions, and, just to test your metal and your wallet. That's what's going to happen. Pretty much guaranteed. Do I agree with it? Do I disagree with it? Do I think it's a good idea? Do I think it's a bad idea? It's an idea. Every video game company does this. I mean, while I'm talking to you and while I'm talking into this microphone, I'm looking over at my second monitor, and I see the Diablo 4 Standard Edition, Deluxe Edition, or Digital Deluxe Edition, and the Ultimate Edition. And they're taunting me because they're like, oh, you can start playing on June the 2nd if you buy now and pay the expensive version. I won't. I'm pretty sure. But back on track. That's what's going to happen. That's why Squadron 42 is removed from the shop. It's not the end of Squadron 42, but it is kind of good news, because if they're making a move like this, and we know we're going into Citizen Con, we know there's going to be a Squadron 42 announcement. It's going to be far more than the vertical slice. It's going to hopefully be Chris Roberts' I told you so moment. And I don't say that, just because I've always supported Chris Roberts, guys. You know that. I'm just hoping that it works and it's awesome, and it, most importantly, gets out of the way of the game that I actually want to play. Oh man. That's what I want more than anything, is just get the F out of my way. Please, please, can we go back to the game that we actually funded? So yeah, it you know, it'll create some like mumbles, and then people who, you know, had access to it for the longest time will panic because all of a sudden they don't have access to it. Oh my god, what am I missing out on? Oh. And that's what'll happen, right? It's the way video game companies work, you know. Recently I found out that you know, a very beloved game of mine is actually being given a second lease on life. Now, occasionally, if you've watched this channel and watched a bunch of my videos, you'll know that I occasionally bring up a little game called Worlds Adrift. Yeah, it's coming back as Lost Skies, made by Bossa Studios, hopefully correcting a lot of the mistakes they made in the first one. And right now it's looking to be a co-op, you know, PvE version of Worlds Adrift with updated graphics. It looks amazing. Already tried to sign up for the beta, fingers crossed. Very excited about that. But if they came out and they said, by the way, $100 for a digital deluxe edition, even after the downfall of Worlds Adrift, I would still, like 100%, I would still be there. 100%. I'd be like, yep, here it is. Let's go. Let's go, 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 go. Get me in. If it's the game that you want, and it comes, as long as it comes with a lot of goodies and substantial goodies, to a lot of people it'll be kind of like, oh, that's stupid and that's just a bunch of worthless junk that doesn't really add any value to it. But to the people who see the value, they'll pay the money, right? Even if it didn't include a ship. And I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying it's guaranteed that it's going to include a ship. It's my opinion is the highest end version will include a ship of some type, possibly of the F8 Lightning variety, and it'll cost $200, $250 or $300, who knows. But and people will pay it, and it you know, a lot of people get all bent out of shape over it and angry. But you just have to realize that the reason why it kind of looks hokey to you is because it's not meant to appeal to you. It's meant to appeal to the guy who's right now sitting in his one-to-one recreation Gladius cockpit in the basement, you know, just sitting there and just, you know, begging for Squadron 42 to come out. And that's what this is going to be. You know what? I hope all the best for Squadron 42. I really do. Because the better Squadron 42 lands, the better it is for everyone. As much as I have like so little interest in playing Squadron 42, I have to admit that I really hope it works out. I hope it's not another Cyberpunk launch, you know? I hope it's not like any number of video games that we've been waiting for years that finally launch and then just go and fall flat on their face. I hope it's really good. I honestly do. For the people who are into that, I hope it's great. A single player game really doesn't hold a lot of draw with me. It has to be a pretty unique experience for me to kind of get in there. Bannerlord does it for me. There's some other ones as well. Some of the Assassin's Creed games do it for me as well. But in general, I like a game where I can interact with other people. And that's always been kind of like, for me, the Achilles heel of Squadron 42. But I hope it does work out. And, you know, when Squadron 42's out, these Idrises and these Javelins that people have been posting all these videos and pics of, like crazy wild animals all over the place. Technically, once the game is out and those ships are out there, we can put them in the persistent universe as well. Might be an interesting ship to park 1 or 2 or 50 Furies in. What do you think? But yeah, I hope this is the precursor to some very good news. I really, really do. I really hope that this is a win that I think that Star Citizen desperately needs, because let's face it, let's be honest, that dev round table where they were talking all about ships was not their brightest moment. There's a lot of things that I could kind of go into with that, but I want to keep this a video kind of going on the upward stroke emotionally. So I'm going to kind of, I don't know, maybe I'll revisit that some other time, but Star Citizen's been kind of, you know, kind of running on fumes with a lot of people. There's a lot of people that I know, that I speak to, who are really just not putting money in the game at all. They'll shuffle things around for free, but they won't put any more money in the game, and they're decidedly against it. And I get the feeling that that's a pretty, you know, that's a pretty broadly felt feeling, which is also kind of why I see so much aggressive advertisement for Star Citizen as well. Is trying to get new people in, because I think the old people have kind of gotten to the point where they're just like, okay, I'm done, let's wait and see. But I hope this really does work out. I hope it's the win that CIG desperately needs, you know, because they do need one. They really, really do. So fingers crossed. I guess we'll find out for sure in October, though. I mean, we'll probably get some drops or some hints slightly before that. We'll see. Anyways, yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.